Hello, last year I was very fortunate to be invited on Irish television, Ireland AM, after I'd done my Estonian language learning challenge. And I mentioned on that show that I had just started learning Irish. And I've been continuing with my Irish learning sessions with a friend I met on Twitter, Martin. Now, we've been going through a course together for, about 3-4 months now. And we've got to a point where we're able to say a number of things. We know a number of words. So we've got kind of some basic Irish down, but we've been finding the verbs in Irish a little bit tricky. So how they change and what they do. And I think this is something that's common for a number of people who have studied some Irish before. So I was on Instagram and I started talking to another person I know I met at the language event in Edinburgh that I set up. And she's Patricia, who has a site all about Irish. And she and I were sort of writing about the progress I've been making with Irish, and she runs courses, and she kindly offered to take Martin and me through her verbs course. So this is the first session, and I will post a number of other sessions for you too, so that you can see how we get on with Patricia, her system for learning the verbs. If you want any more information about Patricia, I'll put the links in the description for you to find her, and enjoy.
Good morning, Richard. Morning, Martin. So we're going to start looking at the verbs in Irish and the way they work in a very systematic way. Okay. I know you've already done some Irish yourselves, and I sent you a little video about the sibh and the uru, the sound changes. They're quite important now when we start looking at verbs. Okay. Verbs, actually, you get a lucky break in Irish, I would say, because we have very few irregular verbs. Do you know, Martin, how many irregular verbs we have in Irish?
I think we have 11.
11, exactly. Only 11, right? So, like, is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Do you know any of them? Richard, do you know any of them?
Of the irregular
of the 11.
ones?
You probably know them all, do you? The 11 irregulars.
No, I don't. We've not gone into it that much yet with our studies.
We've been over them.
We've been over them a little bit, but not, not to the point where we remember them all.
I think it's like to see.
To be is one, exactly. Be, yeah. And see is one as well. Fe,
to go.
Go, te, yeah. We have te.
Like chuig.
Was to do.
To hear.
Hear, clush, yeah. Great. So you got some 4 of them there. So the irregular verbs, the thing about them, of course, is they're the ones we tend to use a lot. So anyway, or most of them are ones we use a lot. So we've aber, which is say. Okay, aber amache. Speak up. Say it out. Aber amache. Bear is like catch. And that's not one we use an awful lot. B-E-I-R. Be. So if I give a command to somebody, I'm telling somebody to be quiet. You know that word? Anyone know? Be queuing. Be queuing. Good. How do you make a command negative, by the way? If you want to tell somebody, don't be quiet.
Na be queuing.
No be queuing. So just put NA father in front of it. No be queuing.
I was thinking with near or.
No. So with a command, to make a command negative, we put no in front. NA father. No be queuing. Be queuing. No be queuing. No be donna. That's when you'd say to children, right? Don't be both. No be donna. Like you said, we have clush, which is here. It is in H-E-A-R. Dane, do. Dane. How do you say do it, Richard?
Jane.
Jane.
Okay.
Jane.
Okay, what about don't do it then?
Na Jane.
No Jane. No generation. Don't do that. No generation. No generation in it. Don't do that now. No generation. Good. We have fi, which is get. So you might tell somebody, go to the shop, August, fi ron, fi budja banya, get a bottle of milk, fi budja banya sa shuppa. Feck, you have that, see, which is see with your eyes. Another one of the 11 is it. Okay. It the Rick Foster. Be queuing, see she's August it the Rick Foster. Okay. And then we have 3 that begin with the letter T, the last 3 of the 11. Tour, which is give. Tour dome, give it to me. Tour dome an target. You're the man t-airgead. Give me the money. Tar and shaw. Te-walia. Go home. Te-walia in it. Because when I'm talking about the verbs in Irish, you notice I'm giving you the command. Okay? Because we use the command as really our starting point. Okay? In a lot of other languages, it's the infinitive or, the to eat, to go, to drink. But no, in Irish, we're going to use the command. And the command that you'd give to one person, the singular command. Okay, so that's the 11 irregular verbs. But here's another thing about them. They're irregular, but they're kind of irregularly irregular. So some of them are more irregular than others. Okay, so for example,
noticed.
You've noticed that, yeah. So you'll see when we look at it, for example, eat. It is regular in the past, regular in the present, and just a little bit irregular in the future. Whereas some of the other ones like be is very irregular. Okay, so they're the 11. We have them out of the way now. So as I said, we're going to always start with the command, and we can put all of the verbs into one of two groups in Irish. So we have commands that are one syllable long in the first group, and we have commands that are 2 syllables long in the second group. We are going to then, the patterns will play out slightly differently in the two groups, okay? So, Richard, can you think of any commands with just one syllable? You want to tell somebody maybe to sit down or clean the house or... It is one, okay, great. It's one of the 11 irregular ones. What about drink?
All.
O for the L. O for the L. All. On Olation. O father is like a long sound. Olation.
All.
Come on. So all is in the first group because it has only one syllable. Okay. All. So we put that in the first group. Martin, have you any other commands you can think of?
Feck.
Feck, yeah, that is like C. That's one of the 11 irregular ones. What do you might tell somebody to you don't have to say break it, don't break, or sit down, stand up. Brish, good. Brish. B-R-I-S, brish. How would you say then, Richard? Don't break it.
Na brish e.
No brish e. No brish e. No brish eshin. Don't break that. No brish eshin. No, by me across that. I'll be cross, right? No brish eshin.
No brish eshin.
Don't break the window, Martin.
No brish on inyuk.
Ma, no brish on inyuk. No brish on inyuk. Okay. Can you think of maybe the command clean, like clean the house or something, clean the car?
Glan.
Glan, good. Glan, G-L-A-N. How would you say, Richard? Clean the house now.
Glan and chach.
Yeah, good. Glan and chach and nish. And nish. And nish means now A-N-O-I-S. Glan and chach and nish. Glan and chach and nish. One more maybe. We have, for example, praise. Praise. The word for praise, like praise the children, praise the teacher, or whatever. Mull. M-O-L. Mull. 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 How would you say, Martin? Praise the children.
Mholann fasti.
Mholann fasti. Good. Mholann fasti. Mholann fasti. Come on. Okay, so that's our first group. Just one syllable long commands. And then in the second group, they're going to have 2 syllables. Okay. Can you think of any 2 syllable commands? Like you might say, buy it.
Well, canny.
Canny. C-E-A-N-N-A-I-G-H. Canny. Start. Tussy. T-O-S-A-I-G-H. So a lot of these 2 syllable commands then end in A-I-G-H or I-G-H. Okay. Canny. Tussy. Creachny. Finish. Bali. Collect.
Would fall under it as well? Like fallen.
And exactly, just come to that, Richard. Right, so there's also 2 syllable commands that don't end in A-I-G-H or I-G-H, like folan, learn, folan. Or how would you say open the door? Oscail.
Oscail, yeah. Remember that one.
Right, so Oscail Honduras. O-S-C-A-I-L. Oscail, 2 syllables. Oscail
Honduras.
You have a lot of 2 syllables. So English would be tell. Yeah, tell me a story. English scale. English on Iirine, tell the truth. English on Iirine. Or we might have immer. So 2 syllables, it's in group 2. If it's in group 2, it might end in AIGH or IGH, or it might not. So we have canly, bally, they end in AIGH or IGH. And then we have the ones that don't, like Folan, Usko,
What,
Cango.
Canu?
What's that
Canu?
word, Richard?
Canu to sing?
That's actually, a kana is singing, but the command is just can. So, so that would be in the first group. Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Just double check. So Martin, let me see. So group 1 and group 2. Now I will say that there's like a tiny handful of 2-syllable ones that snuck back into group 1. Okay, not very many. Here's 2 of them. Tumon, drive. Tumon. Yeah. So it's 2 syllables. Tumon, but it's in group 1. It's in there with Glan and Bris and muid. And another one is Sábháil. Sábháil.
SABH.
A father, oh yeah. Yeah, saw. So that all sound is the A father. BH, A father. Sábháil, save. Sábháil.
Sábháil.
Save your money.
Sábháil. And what does it mean?
Save.
Save.
Like save money.
All right.
Okay.
Sábháil.
Do you see the BH? BH sounds like a W before and a broad vowel. You know the broad vowels are the letters A, O, and U.
Yes.
And then E and I are slender vowels. Okay, that's important to know as well. Okay, so we have a BH before a broad vowel before an A. That sounds like it makes it kind of a W sound. Sábháil. Okay, now in Munster, even before the broad vowels in Munster Irish in the south of Ireland, they actually make that like a V sound. Sábháil. Okay, put a Connacht and Ulster, that would be like a W sound. Sábháil. Sábháil. Right. What do we see? So just before we move on a little bit, one more thing we might talk about is the pronouns in Irish, like me, you, him, her, and so on. So me, tu, she, she. We have muid for we, muid, M-U-I-D. Tá, muid, an seo. Sibh for, I'm going to say ye, or you plural, and siad for them. Siad. Muid, sibh, siad. So here's the one thing about muid. With the verbs in Irish, you sometimes have a choice. You can pull the pronoun in and make it like in Spanish. You know the way they pull in Spanish, like tengo, as I have. The pronoun is part of the word. You know, sometimes that happens, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, but we look at when it happens and when it doesn't as we go on. Okay, so with muid, with we, in Connacht we always keep muid separate. So you might have noticed we say tá muid. That would be Connacht, tá muid. But in Munster they would pull it in Táimid. But the way I teach is Connacht really, so we always keep muid separate. We don't have to learn a new ending. Actually, so it's a little bit easier. All right, where are we now? So we will dive right into the present tense today. That's the plan.
Hooray!
Yeah. Come on. So we're going to look at the first group. So in the first group again, we have, if I know the command, now somebody might have to tell me the command, so I have to read it, I have to look it up. But if I know the command, then I can make the present tense, and I can make the future, I can make the past, the conditional, loads of stuff, right? So here we go. Here's a command, and the command I'm going to give you first is Glan. 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 Clean. Glanantach. Glanantach anish. No, Glanantach. Don't clean the house.
Glanantach.
Glanantach. Okay. Come on. Glan the humra. Clean your room. Glan the humra. Good.
Glan the humra.
Yeah. So in the first group, we're just going to add an ending to Glan to make it you clean, he cleans, and so on. Glanann. Glanann.
Right now.
Glanann.
Glanann.
Good. So how would we say then, Richard, how would you say Martin cleans the house?
Glanann, Martin, and Chach.
Come on. Glanann, Martin, and Chach. Glanann, Martin, and Chach. Good.
Glanann, Richard, and Chach.
Ní Glanann, Richard, and Chach. Come on.
No,
Okay,
Richard Hain and Chach.
Come on. Glanann, Richard, and Chach. Glanann. Glan, ann. So we have the command glan, and then I'm going to add the ending eann into it. You look at the last letter in Glan, it's an N. The last vowel is a broad vowel, A. The next vowel must also be broad. So it has to be eann. Okay? So we're going to look at another command that ends in a slender, the last vowel is slender. Bris. The last vowel there is the letter I. Bris. I'm going to add the same sound at the end. Okay? Briseann sé. He breaks. Briseann sé gachrod. He breaks everything. Briseann sé gachrod. Briseann. I have to spell it a little bit differently because I can't. The spelling rule in Irish: the slender with slender and the broad with broad. Okay. Briseann sé gachrod. So here's our endings in the present: ann and eann in group 1. Briseann sé gachrod. Okay. Briseann sé gachrod. He breaks everything. So mull is praise, Richard. Mull, M-O-L, mull. How would you say the teacher is on Moonshore? So how would you say the teacher praises?
Okay, mholann and Moonshore.
Mholann and Moonshore. The teacher praises the children?
Mholann Moonshore, na páistí.
Mholann and Moonshore na páistí. Mholann and Moonshore na páistí. How would you say, Martin? The girl cleans the house on Colleen.
Glanann and Colleen na teach.
Antach. Glanann and Colleen antach. Glanann and Colleen antach. Richard, how about the boy drinks the water? All is the command. All.
Ólan and buchel, aniska.
Yeah, antishka. Ólan and buchel antishka. Ólan and buchel antishka. Ishka is water, but it's masculine now. Okay, so if we put the word that before it, we added the letter T. So antishka. That doesn't happen with a feminine noun. So an egg is of. We say on of the egg. Feminine. Antargid, antishka. The word for an apple, Richard, is ool. You for the LL. Ool. Masculine. How would you say the apple?
Tool.
Antul, come on. Antul. How about it is actually regular in the present tense. So how about the boy eats the apple?
Ihan and buchel and tool.
Come on. Ihan and buchel and tool. Ihan and buchel and tool. One more. Ka. Ka is the command that means spend. Right? Ka, or it could mean throw as well, actually. So it means spend, it could mean spend money or spend time. How would you say the man spends money, first of all, Martin?
Cahan an fear.
Come on.
Dargid.
Arrogant. Cahan an fear arrogant. Cahan an fear arrogant sa shoppa. Cahan an fear arrogant sa shoppa. Okay? Sa shoppa in the shop. Sa shoppa shin in that shop. Cahan an fear arrogant sa shoppa shin. Come on. We could say he spends time somewhere, Richard, okay? So we might say the man spends time, which is the man spends time, first of all.
Cahan an fear.
Good. The man spends time in England.
Cahan an fear an Sasanach.
Come on. Is Sasanach. Sasanach is England. But a Sasanach is an Englishman. The same way an Irish person is eann, and a Spanish person is a Sábháil. Okay, ACH for the person. Cahan an fear is Sasanach. Cahan an fear is Sasanach. Come on. Oh yeah, now we're going to look at me, right? So I spend money, or I break the window, or whatever. Now this is the one place we do pull the pronoun in. Okay, so it's not Glanann me antach. We pull me in and we get a new word. Glanann antach. Glanann antach gach lo. Glanann antach gach lo. How would you say, Martin? I spend money in that shop.
Caithim. Caithim Target. I still don't know the word for money.
I tell you,
Target,
what you
target.
actually said was, I'll spend your money. You said target.
I'd love to.
So Caithim Arrogate, AIRGE.
Arrogate, okay.
Arrogate. Caithim Arrogate.
Caithim Arrogate sa sioppa sin.
Come on, sa sioppa sin in that chapter. Caithim Arrogate sa sioppa sin. How would you say, Richard? I spend time in England.
Caithim is Sasana.
Come on, Caithim is Sasana. Caithim is Sasana. Brilliant. All right. So if I want to make it negative now. I want to say I don't spend time there. I don't whatever. I don't drink tea. I blah, blah, blah. In English, we bring in another verb. We bring in the verb. So we have I clean the house, and then we have to bring in another verb. We say I do not clean the house. We're bringing in another verb, right? Now it's simpler, much simpler. We're just going to put like a negative marker at the start of the statement, okay? And then it's like not clean I the house, not spend I money in that. That's effectively what's happening, okay? So in the present tense, that negative marker is ni, and I thought it ni. Good. Listen to what it does to the next word and tell me what it does to the next word, right? Briseann an Cailín gach rud, ach ní bhriseann an buchel éan rud. Glanann Mary an teach, ach ní Glanann Peadar an teach. Caithim am sa Spáin, ach ní Caithim am i Sasanach.
Nice.
Nice, exactly. So the little ni is going to cause the shevu, the sound change on the next word, and we mark it in writing with the letter H. Okay. Ni Caithim am Sasana. Okay. So maybe you know the sound changes, and maybe if you don't, we'll say them together, whatever. So if we want to say, first of all, let's make it positive. First of all, Richard. So the teacher praises the children. So mul
a muntor na páistí.
Come on, mholann an muntor na páistí. Mholann an muntor na páistí. And then I'm going to say she doesn't praise. She doesn't praise the children. So it would be
Ní Holland.
Yeah, exactly. But the sound change actually there is like ní mholann. So that MH before.
Mholann an muncher na páistí.
Ní mholann an muntor na páistí. Come on. Just trying to, let me see now. Thinking I need a few more commands here, or you'll be tired of cleaning, praising, and let's look at Goid. Goid means steal. Goid. How would you say, Martin? He steals the money.
Gudjin sé an agad.
Yeah, Gudjin sé an target. Gudjin sé an target. Okay. Do you remember why I said on target and not on arrogant?
It's masculine.
Exactly. So if it's masculine, so it's like ishka, it's on tishka, water, the water. Ishka on tishka, arrogant on target. Goidjin on far on target. Goidjin sé on target. How would you say then, Richard? He doesn't steal the money.
Ní huiscin an target.
Yeah, ní huidjin sé an target. Ní huidjin sé an target. So this GH and the DH is broad GH and DH sound. We don't have them in English, so
we do in Dutch.
Exactly. And funnily enough, I used to live in Belgium, and I saw a TV program where Flemish TV presenters took a tour on the Wild Atlantic Way, and they stopped in Kerry, and they were learning a bit of Irish in the centre there for learning Irish, and they were remarkable, their pronunciation, and it was because of that. Exactly. A lot of the sounds were coming in from Flemish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you have that as well, Martin. All right. So you give that a go there. He doesn't steal the money.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
He doesn't steal the money. Ní ruigeann. Chuireann. Ní ruigeann sé an target.
Come on, Sinead. Ní ruigeann sé an target. Ní ruigeann sé é. Come on. Okay, let me see. So we have another one here. Cuir. So Cuir, C-U-I-R, means put, right? Cuir. You might say, he puts the money, we'll say under the bed, Richard. So he puts the money, first of all.
So chuireann sé an t-airgead.
Come on. Do you know the word for under that?
Under I don't.
Yeah. Faoin.
Faoin. Okay.
Faoin.
So
That means under that.
Faoin and leaba.
Faoin.
Come on, Sinead. Cuireann sé an t-airgead faoin leaba. Cuireann sé an t-airgead faoin leaba. And then Martin, he doesn't put the money under the bed.
Ní chuireann. Chuireann.
There's an R in the middle. Ní chuireann.
Ní chuireann. Ní chuireann sé an t-airgead faoin an leaba.
Faoin leaba. Faoin leaba.
Faoin leaba.
Okay, because the word de has got pulled in with fui. Fui on, we say fui.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So fui means under, and then we say under that. Fui on, like obviously kind of like gets contracted. Fui. Cuireann sé an t-airgead faoin leaba. Ní chuireann sé an t-airgead faoin leaba. Come on. Okay, so we'll move on. Oh, let's just look at one more now. We're gonna run one with the letter R. R. He runs home, Richard, or he runs at least.
Rihann sé a bhaile.
Come on, rihann sé a bhaile. Rihann sé a bhaile. Rihann sé a bhaile. And then he doesn't run home.
Ní rihann sé a bhaile.
Come on. Okay, I was going to say it's a trick one because obviously we can't put a sibh on an R, right? So ní rihann sé a bhaile. Ní rihann sé a bhaile. And then if it begins with a vowel, obviously there won't be a change either. So ólann sé isce ach ní ólann sé cafe ach ní ólann sé té. Ólann sé isce batha ach ní ólann sé fian. Ní ólann sé. If you want to ask a question in Irish, again, it's kind of simpler than in English. What we do is we just have our statement. Ólann sé té, right? He drinks tea. Drinks he tea. Ólann sé té. And we're just going to put a question word in front, okay? The question word in the present tense is on. Like the word the, but it's being used here for on. It means question. It's like question, drinks he tea. An ólann sé té. That's what's happening there, okay? An ólann sé té gach lá. An ólann sé té gach lá. Nólann tú té gach maidin. Ní ólam té gach maidin. Ólam cafe. Okay, so how would you say then? Oh yeah, let's see what on does to the next word, right? So Briseann she gachrod. An Briseann she gachrod. An gahan sé lán amas is fallen. An núnan sé an doras. An nhearnan tú an cáca. An gcuideann sé an t-airgead. So Richard, what's happening after on?
Is this the Uru?
Yeah, exactly. So ní is causing a sibh and on is causing an ur. By the way, these little words and the on and the ní, they're going to be the same in the future. Okay, so and the same, they'll always cause the same effect. Ní will always cause a sibh, on will always cause an ur. Okay, so how would you say then? Well, actually, here's a new command. Búil. Búil means it means hit, but when you búil le, when you put preposition with it, then it means meet. Okay. So búil.
Oh right. Búil last.
Búlann sé lena cháirde. He meets his friends. Búlann sé lena cháirde. How would you say, Richard? I meet Thomas.
Okay.
In the shop.
Búlam le Thomas sa shoppa.
Come on, Sinead. Búlam le Thomas sa shoppa. Búlam le Thomas sa shoppa. Búlam le Thomas sa shoppa gach maidin.
Thomas sa shoppa.
Búlam net. Okay. How would you say then, Martin? I meet Mary in the shop, but I don't meet Sean.
Búlam mé Mary sa shoppa. Ach ní bhúla mé Thomas
Ní bhuailm. For me, we pull it in, remember? In the present tense, we don't say bhuailm me, we say bhuailm.
Bhuailm, all right.
Yeah. Ach ní bhuailm le Seán. Bhuailm le Mary gach maidin, ach ní bhuailm le Seán. Okay, good.
Ní bhuailm.
Yeah. Actually, we were looking at the questions, weren't we? So, how would you say, Richard? Does he? Okay, deal. Deal is sell. Deal. Deal for the or deal. Deal. Do you sell your house? So first of all, you sell your house. First of all, you sell your house.
You sell your house, and Neelan too.
Dealan too.
And Jeelan too. And Jeelan too. Do diach.
Okay, good. On Neelan too, because we have to put an Urdu in there. On Neelan too. The after your we get a shave. Okay, but that's we're not focused on that now anyways. Okay, on Neelan to the ha. How would you say, Richard? How would you say he cleans the house? We'll just go back to cleaning, right? Glan.
Glan.
He cleans the house.
Glanann sé an teach.
Good. Glanann sé an teach. How would you say, does he clean the house?
An Glanann sé an teach.
Come on, Shinny. An Glanann sé an teach. An Glanann sé an teach gach lá. An Glanann sé. Good. That's it. So it's on with the order. Okay. How would you say, Martin? He doesn't clean the house, but he cleans the car.
Ní Glanann sé an teach. But but he does clean the car.
He cleans the car.
Glanann sé an car.
Come on. Ní Glanann sé an teach ach Glanann sé an car. Come on, Etach. Brilliant. I think you've got that, right? So that's the present tense for group 1. And now let's look at group 2, because it's slightly different. Not hugely different, but a little bit different. Okay, so as we said in group 2, we have 2 sets of, we can divide it in 2. We've all those commands that end in AIGH or IGH. Like, here's a few of them. Canny, by, tussie. We'll look at these 2 first, maybe. Tussie means start. Here's another one. Bali. That means collect. Okay. Canny, tussie, bali. So the first thing when I want to make the present tense in the group 2 with these ones is I lop off that ending, right? So canny becomes can. Tussie becomes tus. And bali becomes ba. So get rid of that ending. Can, tus, ba. And then I'm going to add a new ending. So in group 1, there was a lot of ends, wasn't there? Glanann, Briseann, mholann, in for the present. And there's going to be a lot of ends here as well. Group 2 always takes a longer ending. It's always going to be a little bit longer. So can eann sé, eann, can eann sé, eann. I'm going to spell that now. A-I-O-N-N. Can eann sé, cór nua gach líon, eann. So the I-father is that long sound there. Can eann sé, E. So I-father sounds like an E. Okay. Can eann sé, cór nua gach líon. Líon every year. Gach líon. Can eann sé, cór nua gach líon. So how would you say he starts? So tussie, back to tuss. Richard, do you want to say he starts?
Yeah, tussie and sé.
Come on, tussie and sé, tussie and sé. He starts working. Do you know how to say working?
Tussie and sé gobar.
Come on, tussie and sé gobar. Tussie and sé gobar. You might say at 9 o'clock.
Ar né o'clock.
Come on, Sinead. Tussie and sé gobar an 9 o'clock. You can say ag an 9 o'clock or an 9 o'clock. Tussie and sé gobar ag an 9 o'clock gach maidin. Good. Here's another one. Douchey. Douchey means wake up. Douchey. You want to say something douchey, right? Wake up. Douchey. So how would you say? So first of all, again, here we have to lop off the ending. So it becomes douche. Martin, how would you say he wakes up?
Douche and sé.
Douchey and sé. Dúshaíonn sé. So again, it's the longer ending. That iPod is making it sound long. Dúshaíonn sé. He wakes up at 7 o'clock every morning, Martin.
Dúshaíonn sé gachla ag an 7
Come on, Sinead, Mahu. Dúshaíonn sé gach lá ag 7 chlog. Dúshaíonn sé gach lá ag 7 chlog. Agus an sin, and then agus an sin tosaíonn sé ag obair ag 9 chlog. Dúshaíonn sé ag 7 chlog. Ólann sé cup an té, Glanann sé an teach, agus an sin tosaíonn sé ag obair ag 9 chlog.
Ichen sé arán.
Agus ihan sé wrong freshen. Right. So we have Tussie. Let me see now. Someone other was going to get you. Oh yeah, Irie. Irie is wake. So Dushi is wake up. Irie is get up. Okay. And actually, you can use this one with the preposition let and it means succeed. Okay. Irie and lum, blah blah blah, whatever. But that's okay. Irie is Dushi's wake up. Irie's get up. For the IRIGH. So how would you say he gets up at 8 o'clock, Richard?
Iríonn sé ar hocht ar gloch.
Come on, Iríonn sé ar 8 o'clock gach maidin. Iríonn sé. Dúshaíonn sé ag lethúir tar éis 7 agus an sin iríonn sé ag 8 o'clock. Okay. Fanann sé sa leaba. Fanann sé sa leaba ar feadh lethúir chloig agus an sin iríonn sé. Okay. He wakes up at 7:30, stays in bed for half an hour, and then he gets up late. Okay. Dúshaíonn sé ag 7 o'clock. Fanann sé sa leaba ar feadh lethúir chloig agus an sin iríonn sé ag 8 ag lethúir tar éis 7. Okay. So fan. Would fan be in group 1 or group 2? Fanann sé.
I think it's in the first group.
It's in the first group, exactly. It's like Glan, yeah. Glanann sé, fanann sé. So it's not the eann, it's not ceannaíonn sé, tosaíonn sé. So it's the short one. So we've already, so ceannaíonn sé, cór nua gach bliain. He buys a new car every year. Ceannaíonn sé, cór nua gach bliain. How would you say he doesn't buy a new car every year, Richard?
Ní chaníonn sé car nua gach bliain.
Come on, Sinead, ní cheannaíonn sé, cór nua gach bliain. Ní cheannaíonn sé, cheannaíonn sé. Okay, ní
cheannaíonn sé.
Ní cheannaíonn sé, cheannaíonn sé, cór nua gach bliain. How would you say, does he buy a new car every year, Martin?
An Glanann sé?
No.
Car nua gach bliain?
Gach bliain. An Glanann sé, cór nua gach bliain. An Glanann sé, cór nua gach bliain. Come on, ítach. So let me see. The last thing we want to do is the verbs as well in this group that don't end in ALGH or IGH. For example, uscail. That means open. Uscail and durs. Uscail and durs. Nish. Uscail and durs. Uscail. We could have immer, play. Immer, like pel, play football or whatever. Immer. We look at those two. So how would you say he opens the door, Richard? Just give it a go.
Uscaileann sé an durs.
Good, okay. So you've uscail, and then you're adding eann. Uscailíonn sé an durs. Uscailíonn sé an durs. You can see what could happen here. You're going to drop a couple of vowels. We can speed that up when we say it. Uscailíonn sé an durs. Become uscailíonn sé an durs. So we'll drop a couple of vowels there in the middle, okay? So it'll become OSCLAI for the ON. Uscailíonn sé an durs.
Just to make it easier.
To make it easier to say, exactly. Happens like uscailíonn sé an durs. Uscailíonn sé an durs.
Uscailíonn sé.
Uscailíonn sé an durs. How would you say that? I didn't really do this, but if you think about Glanann, how would you say I open the door, Martin?
Usclim.
Yeah, usclíim an durs.
Usclíim an durs.
Come on, usclíim an durs. Usclíim an durs. Come on. Uscail. And then the other one we were looking at there was immer. How about he plays football? Football is pel, Richard.
Imrion sé pel.
Good. Imrion sé pel. Imrian she hell. Immer Ian. Can we speed that up? Imrian.
Imrian Chappelle.
Imrian Chappelle. So it's some of these ones we can drop a few vowels, and the best way is just to look them up. Are you familiar with Changlan.ie, the online dictionary?
Yes, I think I am.
Imrian Chappelle. How would you say I play football, Martin?
Imrian Pale.
Imrian Pell. Imrian Pell. Do you play football, Martin?
On Imrian Pale?
How would you say you play football, first of all?
Imrian 2.
Yeah, Imrian Tupel. Okay. Imrian Tupel. How would you say then? Do you play football?
On Imrian Tupel?
On Imrian Tupel. On Imrian Tupel. On Imrian Tupel. Good. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen here for a second. So this is the website Changlan.ie. Changlan.ie. Changlan, and it's really good online dictionary, and or set of online dictionaries, because it's actually a collection of these dictionaries. They've been digitized. So if I put I'm going to put a command in here, like for example, Glan. Maybe you already know this. I'm putting Glan, and then if I go to the grammar tab, and I come down here, okay, it's an adjective as well, but I come down to the verb, so I'm interested in here. And first of all, I'll just show you that the imperative, the command, we use the second one, Glan, you clean, not Glanation. Okay, not Glanation, Glane. And then if we look at the present, because that's what we're looking at today, Glanann, Anlanam, do I clean, Ni Glanam, Anlanam, Ni Glanam. Very useful. And then do you remember I said we can keep for the plural, we have a choice. We can either pull muid in to the word here, as they do in Munster, or as Connacht would do, keep it separate. Glanann muid and tach gach law. Yeah, maybe Gorlore Shin and Ya. That would be enough for today.
Thank you so much. Pat.
You're welcome. Same time next week if you want.
Same time next week, yeah. Be
Same
brilliant.
time next week,
Yeah,
yes.
looking forward to it. Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Slán. I hope you enjoyed that session and you found it useful. And if you want to find out more about Patricia and her course, and also the Michelle Thomas Irish course that she helped to produce, then I'll put the links in the description below, as well as the words from the session, so that you can look over and use that information to improve your Irish. I'll also put a link to Martin's channel on YouTube, so that you can find out what he does, raising awareness and helping to promote his language of Tvensk, Low Saxon, and give him a follow and a like too. All the best. Bye-bye.